Republican Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona attended a global citizen festival in New York City with Democrat Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. Senator Flake, in an attempt to win over the predominantly Democrat left-wing audience, declared,
"So feel free to join me in an elevator anytime."
While Flake was expecting a rapturous response of love and affection, the snowflake senator was met with thousands of boos and FUs, and the circus continues. Now, how dumb can you get, Senator Flake? Did you not understand anything about the crowd you were speaking to? Under the guise of eradicating poverty by 2030, the Global Citizen Festival is designed to make the UN into a world government to manage a transition into a new worldwide economic system, a system of global socialism that actually calls for the redistribution of wealth in the United States to the rest of the world. Any true conservative would not associate with such an organization. Now, this is not the first time Senator Flake has been manipulated by radical lefties. Last Friday morning, two lefty feminist activists cornered Flake in a congressional elevator and verbally harassed him.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. You're telling me that my assault doesn't matter, that what happened to me doesn't matter, and that you're going to let people who do these things into power.
Unbelievable. Shortly thereafter, Senator Flake said unless there is an FBI investigation, he wouldn't vote for Judge Kavanaugh. Now, those two radical activists who attacked Flake were Anne Marie Achilla and Maria Gallagher. Achilla, who had been in Washington the previous week involved in protests against Kavanaugh, is the co-executive director of the radical left-wing Center for Popular Democracy, while Gallagher is an activist with that group. As with other radical left-wing groups involved in attacks on President Trump and Judge Kavanaugh, the Center for Popular Democracy is actually funded by George Soros's Open Society Foundations, a society hell-bent on destroying President Trump and the conservative political agenda. Now, my fellow patriots, lover of our republic under God, we must take seriously the aggressive, militant, and violent nature of left-wing politics in America today. They have no respect for our wonderful Constitution and First Amendment, which calls for the protection of peaceful speech and assembly. The left hates Kavanaugh's conservative constitutional originalism, which puts into jeopardy their progressive, left-wing, anti-constitutional agenda. Through rude, crude, and violent means, they attempt to stop our speeches, interrupt our congressional committees, and disrupt our peaceful assemblies. They attack us in our private lives, at our homes, our restaurants, grocery stores, sporting events, and airports. Now, due to vociferous protests by Democrats and left-wing students at Harvard Law School, Judge Kavanaugh has decided that in the interest of keeping the peace at his alma mater, he would no longer teach there. That's a shame. Georgetown professor Christine Fair went on an unhinged tirade on Twitter where she called for Kavanaugh to be murdered and castrated. She tweeted this: "Look at this chorus of entitled white men justifying a serial rapist's arrogated entitlement. All of them deserve miserable deaths, while feminists laugh as they take their last gasp. Bonus, we castrate their corpses and feed them to swine. Yes." And then you have USA Today insinuating that Brett Kavanaugh is a pedophile who should stay away from children. This is a poor excuse for journalism these days. An Illinois Times freelance cartoonist, Chris Britt, published a wicked cartoon that mocked Brett Kavanaugh's 10-year-old daughter for praying for Christine Blasey Ford. In the cartoon titled "Kavanaugh's Daughter Says Another Prayer," his daughter is seen asking God to forgive her, quote, "angry, lying, alcoholic father for sexually assaulting Dr. Ford," end quote. Castrated corpses fed to swine, charges of pedophilia, gang raping, alcoholic father. This left-wing Democratic diatribe is not only a sad commentary on the evil nature of their political worldview today, it is a harbinger of worse things yet to come and a wake-up call for those of us who love America, decency, and liberty. I'm Dr. Jake Jacobs, and we'll see you next time on One Nation.